So hello, Marco, and thanks for joining us tonight. You're in Italy right now, and right now in Italy, the local time there's around 3:30 p.m. Right?
6:30,
Oh,
6:30, so yeah,
6:30 p.m.
6:30 now.
6 to 30 p.m.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, yeah.
there's a 6 hour difference. Okay, so please, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
And I'm Marco. I come from Italy in the north, near next to Switzerland. Actually, I came back here about 1 year ago. I was in China for 7 years. I
Wow.
was studying and working, and now I came back here and I start working in the company.
Okay, great. So, Marco, so
So
oh, sorry, please continue. Sorry to interrupt.
yeah, no, that's it. It's okay. That's it.
Okay, so I was going to say, so everyone knows that the coronavirus has hit Italy especially hard. So you're in the north. What is the situation there in terms of the virus? Can you give us a little description of the situation?
Well, I'm not inside the city. I'm outside the city actually, but Milan, I think Milan and this area in Lombardia was the one I think was hit pretty bad. And I heard, Bergamo is the part, the zone which was hit the worst. Many deaths around there, and also Milan being a big city. Here where I am now is just outside the city, so it's next to the border of Switzerland. The only real change I saw is that basically they closed the border. Before was really easy to go to Switzerland. I used to go to Switzerland almost every day just to make gas or see family and friends and everything.
So,
Now the borders
just
are
to
closed.
clarify, Switzerland has closed their border to Italy right now, correct?
Where they left the border open only for people working there. So they have like a special permit to work in Switzerland. They gave them like some special document to show at the customs, and that's it. Like if you don't work in Switzerland, you cannot enter. And
Okay,
the same, the Swiss people cannot leave if they don't work here.
okay. So, Marco, the right now where you are is everybody there wearing a face mask? Because I had noticed that you're not wearing a face mask.
No, I'm like because I'm near home. I just came to the car to fix some stuff, but
Okay,
I think now like if you leave the house, you must wear a mask.
okay,
Here in the villages around here, not everyone does. A lot of people do, but not everyone does. But usually, if you go outside or you go supermarket, the people do wear masks because the police is around checking, and if you don't wear a mask, they just annoy you.
okay. So right now the police are checking everybody who goes out, and if you don't wear a mask, will the police give you a ticket or like a fine?
Right now, for what I know, they can give you a fine if they stop you going around without a reason, by mainly by car, let's say. But about the mask, I don't know. I think they can give you a fine if you don't wear a mask. Last time I saw a couple of times, I saw people like some police at the supermarket or something. They just gave a warning. They just told them, hey, you have to wear a mask, blah 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 blah. They didn't give fines or anything. But
Okay.
if you are around with the car without a reason, then yeah, many people. Sometimes even like they give to people that really needed to go around, but yeah, that's
Okay.
police.
So, do you feel like in the last few weeks or in the last few months, is there like this sense of urgency? Like, are people in your neighborhood very worried or very scared, or do people still seem kind of calm?
Uh, Old people, I don't know, because like the very old people are very worried, of course. The one like around 50 or 60, I don't see them so worried. I actually see still many people around.
Okay.
Uh,
All
I
right.
don't know, is mixed. Like some people are really worried, some people don't care because here where we stay is not a lot of people anyway. Like you go around, even normal times, not just now. Even normal times, there are not many people around. Usually the people move from here to the city to work or go out. So it's actually in the city that are the most of the people around here. Not many even before. So
Okay.
in that case, it didn't change that much here.
All right. So, has the coronavirus has it personally affected you in any way, you or your family? Because I do know that your wife is from China, right? So, has she been affected? Like when she goes around town, do people kind of look at her in like a different way, or has she not felt that?
Not really. Not my maybe at the beginning, but was not so strange. There are some Chinese around here, not many, but it's only the villages here are very small, so people don't judge that much. So she didn't have any problem.
All right. Well,
For
that's
me, just changed like about the work, about the sport, about the gym, this kind of stuff. I was used to go gym like almost every day. I was teaching volley and everything, and now all the sports has stopped. So that's a big change.
okay.
That's a big difference.
So you would say that the biggest change or the biggest thing to affect you personally is that you're not able to maybe do sports as often as you would like, correct?
Yeah, basically here now cannot do sport at all. Like cannot even you cannot leave the house for more like further than 200 meters and everything like that. Even at the beginning, like just going around alone in the woods, people would complain on everything. So they all became paranoid on this.
Okay.
So cannot do sports at all, only at home. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like even like teaching to kids, nothing, cannot do anything now. Everything is blocked.
Okay. So now that everyone has to stay home, what have you been doing to keep yourself busy during this lockdown?
I'm still working, so like during the week I have no problem. I'm busy at work. Actually, the work got even busier than before.
Okay.
But
And during the week when you have to work, do you go to work or do you work from your home?
no, I go to work
Oh,
because my company is selling medical devices. So we didn't close. Actually, many company closed during this thing, or small companies closed, and some companies let people do smart work at home. But our company, let's say we could do smart work, but our boss is kind of old-fashioned. She doesn't like, so we still go in there.
okay. So in your line of work, you kind of have to go to work. You can't really work from your house, right? So when you go to work, do most of your coworkers wear a face mask?
No, that's the problem because the thing is, the government was not clear about this.
Okay.
They suggest people to stay home and do smart work, and they suggest the people to wear mask at work, but they don't impose, they don't force people to do that. They
Okay.
don't say you must wear mask. The only thing they do is the shops, like our shop on the first floor, the like my colleague that takes care of the shop and the customers must wear mask and gloves.
Okay.
But the employees working in the office, they actually don't have to. It's not like compulsory. It's okay even if you don't wear it. But I heard some companies in Milan area, since it's bigger and more affected, they do wear mask.
Okay. Okay. So do you see yourself? I mean, do you see the situation now getting a little bit better, or has it been the same, or has it been worse?
Uh, the situation here, I think is the same more or less. I see more people around now than, let's say, 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I honestly don't know why, but there are still, I see many people around on the road, or at evening, for example, when I go back home, I see many people on the road or around walking. I don't know. I still think the government is not handling this thing at the best, let's say.
Okay. So
But in terms of numbers, I don't know. I still think there are too many infected every day.
right. I mean, do you personally know anyone who has been affected?
Um, Personally, no. I heard like, well, some of our customers, of course, that call, or some, let's say, around the volley, around the sports group, some father of this guy or some father of this my old
Right. Okay.
teammate, something like that. But personally, me myself, not.
Okay.
Luckily, not.
So it's always like a friend of a friend or a father of a friend's
Yeah.
uncle or someone. Okay. All right. So Marco, so given this time of crisis, what kind of advice do you have for your fellow countrymen or to anyone else in the world in regards to the coronavirus? Like, what can they do during this time period to, you know, to try to get through this time as best they can? What kind of tips can you tell them? Since you come from, Italy, which is one of the hardest hit countries in the world.
I think For as weird as it might sound, the thing about staying far and staying home, I think it works.
Okay.
And I think people should really need to get more informed of what you can do and what you cannot do and how to use mask. I see so many people using mask, the wrong kind of mask. They don't know what to do. They don't know what they can do. They are so confused. So I think the best way is to, well, it depends on the state where you live, but you should get informed well. Because, for example, in Italy, the worst thing was the information was handled very bad. So
Right.
we don't know, we didn't know exactly what was going on, what we had to do, how to do it. That's why many people are confused. Still, many people today are calling me in the office and asking me, can I come to the shop and buy this stuff? Even if it's a medical device, you actually can, but they don't know it because on the news, they don't explain it well. Or they don't know which kind of mask they are wearing. This kind of mask, and they think is okay, but actually that mask is not useful at all. So
Mhm.
they go around and they are not protected. So I
Right.
think the best way is as much as you can stay home. I personally think that doing sports like going run or something around doesn't affect the virus, but here they think is not good, so they stop everything. Actually, the funny thing here right now is that the president of Italy gives a new rule, and each region of Italy like apply in their own way. So
Okay.
basically, in the last decree, it was allowed to go around and run, for example, but the Lombardia governor said no, here cannot.
Okay.
So
Basically, there
in
is
my
a
opinion,
national decree that the president has said, but then each region can interpret it differently. Okay.
yeah, I don't know if it's supposed to be like this, but this is what's happening here now. So
Right.
uh, anyway, for my point of view, like if you live outside the city, like me, is it will not change that much,
Okay.
except that in the weekend you don't have much to do or you cannot go around.
Right.
But if you do live in the city, I think, yeah, I need to be careful because, for example, the subway, the bus, going around, there are many people. I heard like my wife went to Milan like 1 month ago, and there were so many people in the subway not wearing mask or not taking care of anything. So in
Right.
the city, you must be very careful.
And just to be clear, so you live outside the city. So how long would it take you to go to the city by car or?
Okay, for example, if I go to the nearest city in Switzerland, which is Lugano, it would take me like about 40 minutes. If I go to the nearest city here, which is Como, where
Okay.
there's the lake, is about less than 30 minutes. If I have to go Milan from here, is 40, 45 minutes, something like this.
Okay.
Now, without all the traffic, it takes half the time.
Okay. So now it's actually faster. So maybe that's a blessing, right? That you can get to the city faster. But of course, now you don't want to go to the city. It's because it's too dangerous, right?
And now it's not about the dangers. I honestly, I'm not like scared or anything about this thing. Is like I think that this thing is like the base is like a cold. So sooner or later we all have to get it. The thing is, I don't want to stay around. Like for example, my parents or old people. If
Right.
I take it myself, I think it should be okay. Of course, it will be bad, but I will be okay. But young people don't want to be around the old ones.
Right.
But mainly now we don't go to the city because there is police around, not everywhere, but there is police around. If you're not supposed to leave your own village unless you go work or supermarket or stuff. So from me, from where I stay to the city, I have to pass through like 10 villages. So the chances to police catch me and ask me why you going to Milan, why you going to Como, there's not going to be any reason why I should go there
Right.
because it's too far. I can say I'm going to the supermarket 10 minutes away from my place, 5 minutes away from my place is no problem. But that far, like going to Milano to the city is too far,
Yeah, I
only
mean,
for work.
you don't have a reason to go to a supermarket like 30 minutes away, right? So if you go to the city and if police stop you, then you're probably going to get a pretty heavy fine.
Yeah, here I think it's like 300 to 500 euros, something like that. I heard people they got even 500.
Oh wow.
Some people were stupid. Some people were stupid. They really go out without reason. But I saw some people they have got, for example, they go husband with the wife, and the wife is sick or she cannot drive, and the police stop them and still give them a fine. This is the thing with police here. I think they're also not well informed. I
Right.
remember when they closed Switzerland the first day, the people at the border they didn't know what to do. I'm next to it. I'm really 3 minutes by car. So my auntie called me and said, "Hey, they're closing Switzerland. You guys cannot come inside." I was like, "What?" I took the car and I went there. And I asked the police, and the police didn't know. I say, we don't know. Like, we are waiting for tomorrow for the news to be sure, and then after we know what to do.
Okay.
And the next day I got up, I was going to work, and there was a queue that was everywhere. There were cars everywhere waiting. I heard people going to Switzerland waiting like 5 hours in the queue to get inside Switzerland. Like people that left home at 4 a.m. to reach work at 9.
Wow. So basically,
Crazy.
I gather from what you're saying is that the biggest problem that you guys face right now is that the information is not clear, right? There's misinformation,
Yeah, that's
and
the biggest issue. Yeah.
the authorities are not unified in what they're hearing. Oh, okay. So yeah, I hope that the government there can find some way to maybe have some clarity to make sure that everyone is receiving the same type of info. Correct?
Yeah, is mainly is to explain people what's right and what's not, because some people are confused. They might think they're doing the right thing, but actually not. A stupid example, like the people going around with the mask.
Right.
I'm working with this thing now, so we are also selling masks, and many people are convinced that if they go around with the mask with the filter, it's cool because that's the best mask. Actually, it's not for this virus. So they don't know which kind to use. Or some people, they just go, now there is the rule that to go out, you can just wear a bandana or something on the face, it's fine.
Right.
It's not fine. That's useless. But people think it's okay because the government said so, so they think it's okay. I see 80-year-old people going around with a foulard on the face.
Right.
That's not going to protect anything.
Yeah, I mean,
and they don't know it.
It might help them in terms of their they might feel like maybe they're safe, but in reality, it's not safe at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a placebo. They don't know the truth.
Yeah. So is there any type of mask that you can recommend that is actually helpful?
From what I know, from what I'm talking, the kind is called like FFP2 is the best one. Is the one like without filter on the side, but there is some an extra layer inside. That's the one blocking going out and going inside. Okay. It's like 3 kinds of mask. One is with the filter. One is the surgical mask, the normal one, the very simple one. That one is good for the others. Like you protect the others because the virus doesn't go out, but it's easier to come in. Like there is not a very high degree of protection. The one with the filter, it blocks like 98% entering, but nothing going out. Everything goes out. So if you are sick, I also get sick.
Right.
That one, the FFP2, they say is the best.
So is there like a mask that can both protect you and the other person? Because it seems like there's only a mask that can protect you, or there's a mask that can protect someone else. But is there a mask that can protect both parties?
Yeah, they say the FFP2, the one that is like middle way of the two, is like it filters like 70 seconds. Yeah, it's kind of, no, I don't know, because now here is so difficult to find those things. Okay. Everything here is getting blocked by the police right now. Most of the import is getting blocked. So or is entering with crazy prices. So
right. And because this is also a good opportunity for a lot of these companies to make a lot of money from these masks, right? So it's a good chance for them to gouge the prices and to raise them pretty high.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid. I was talking the other day with Ben. You remember Ben, the guy from Mauritius, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and he said in Mauritius they're also on lockdown, but they blocked the raise of prices. So basically, if you want, you can import masks and sell them, but there is a limit for the price, so people cannot speculate on it. If you want to import to help, is okay. To speculate, cannot.
Yeah, because I mean, this is a pandemic that's affecting the entire world. So it's not right for someone to be able to profit from this kind of disaster.
Yeah, of course. And here the main thing also here is that also the pharmacies here are the first one to profit. They are selling masks for like 16, 20 euros. It's crazy. Before it was like €1.
Yes, highway robbery. It's highway robbery. Yeah. Okay. So Marco, I see that you're driving right now, and I'm really appreciative of the fact that you're talking to us while you're driving. I mean, you're driving safely. So
no, it's okay.
Okay. All right. Well, we really appreciate the fact that you can come and talk to us today and inform us of the situation there. And I think it's very important, like you said, that people are informed of what's going on, right? And people have to know what is the right thing to do and what is not the right thing to do, right? So I think in that regards, I think it's important for every government to kind of, get their story straight.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, Marco. Well, I appreciate the fact that you've taken time to talk to us, especially while you're driving. Do you have any plans to come back to China at any point?
I would have to come back to China for sure. I wanted to come actually in this summer, but I guess it's not gonna be possible. So maybe next year.
Okay, so maybe in September. By that time, I hope the situation will have gotten a lot better.
Yeah, I think I hope in winter everything will be back to normal, and I hope I can get holidays in winter. But I'm getting kind of tired.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Marco, for talking to us today. And if you have time, please tune into my show. It's on Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Beijing time. All right. So it's probably 8 p.m. in Beijing time. I think it's around 2 p.m. right there, right?
Yeah.
So if you have time tomorrow, we would welcome you to tune in.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Marco. Okay, and drive safely. Okay, and keep safe.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Okay.
Buddy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.